What up, Bucks fans? We are live, and the schedule has been released. So, yeah, always a good time with the Buccaneers schedule, and obviously, there's a lot of good matchups. Very interesting. So, if you're just joining us, give us your thoughts on the schedule. What do you think of the way the Buccaneers opponents have been laid out? First glance at it, I don't like the week 5 bye week. I think that is tough. Usually you want to have a later bye week, but you look at it week 1 against the Minnesota Vikings, so good opportunity to a tough test to get your feet wet on the road against the Vikings, and then you come back home for back-to-back weeks. But let's get the schedule up there. I'll show you guys. There it is as you see it. Let me see if I can zoom in a little bit for you. There we go. But you see it there. Week one against the Vikings, and then week 2 against the Bears. You look at it, week 3, September 25th against the Eagles on Monday Night Football, it looks like. And then you have the Saints on the road. Then the bye week, and then again back-to-back home games against Detroit and Atlanta. And then you're on the road at Buffalo, on the road at Houston. And then week 10, come back home against the Titans. Then you have to go out west to San Francisco, and then on the road again in Indianapolis, and then you're back home, Carolina, and then again back-to-back road weeks, Falcons, and then Packers, and then it follows up with the Jacksonville Jaguars and the Saints at home, and then Carolina on the road to finish it out. So overall, it's a balanced schedule. There's a lot of back-to-back road games, as you see there, also back-to-back home games mixed in as well. So that is nice. But and we got 2 primetime games, which is cool. Obviously Thursday Night Football, and then also Monday night. So, but yeah, week 5 bye week, that is tough. Like David says here. Yeah, last three out of the last 5 are on the road. That's tough as well. So, is there opportunities? This team, I think, is obviously going to be led by their defense, and I think there's opportunities to get wins. Obviously the first week is going to be tough against a Minnesota team that I think will be improved, especially when you look at their offense. It's a pretty good offense. Defensively, there could be opportunities for our offense to make stuff happen. So, yeah, you look at week 2, I think that's got to be a win. You got to win that home opener. But yeah, it is a tough schedule. I agree, Krillin. Just looking at a lot of good teams early on, especially improved teams. Vikings are going to be improved. Chicago could be improved as well. Then you have the Eagles. The Saints are always tough. And then after the bye week, you got the up and coming Lions. So that's going to be a tough matchup. Falcons. Yeah, it's going to be tough. Hopefully you go into the bye week, you're looking to go, hopefully 2-2. If you can beat the Vikings, obviously that sets you up for an opportunity to go 2-0. And then, Eagles is going to be extremely difficult. They're one of the complete teams in the league. And then New Orleans always gives us trouble. So hopefully you can win, against, split that and then go into the bye, and you have 2 home games and you got to maximize those. And so maybe you can get to, 4-2 by week 8. 4-2 by week 8. And then, Buffalo is going to be a tough matchup. Probably not going to win that one. Let's be honest. And then looking at week 9 against Houston, you got to win that. Week 10 against Tennessee, you got to find ways to win those games. So really, it's just taking advantage of the opportunities. San Francisco could be potentially a win, depending on who the quarterback is, I think we can play them much better than we did last time. Last year when we went up there, Indianapolis again, an opportunity for a win. Both Carolina Panthers games, you got to win. You got to win your Falcons matchups. And then you look at Jacksonville and Green Bay. There's opportunities there, to take advantage. But yeah, just let us know what you guys think of these matchups in the schedule. Um, it is what it is, and you got to play the games. We don't know how each week is going to match up because yeah, let them sleep. Yeah, I agree. Um, yeah, and we're probably going to be the underdog in a lot of these games, which I think is a good thing. But when you look at this team, I mean, still very good on defense. It's going to be a defensive driven team. They're going to have to lead the way. Offensively, I think you can surprise some folks and, do some things that way. So I think that'll be interesting. Um, but yeah, I mean, offense, it's going to really depend on the quarterback play. Who's going to be the quarterback? The offensive line looks to be coming together, as they, said Tristan Wirfs is moving to left tackle. So I think that's a good thing. And, they're going to give Luke Gedeke a chance on the right side. And, obviously Cody Mock at right guard. And then, Ryan Jensen. And then Matt Filer is getting an opportunity at left guard. So, yeah, I mean, it's you just never know. I mean, people talk about strength of schedule and certain matchups week to week, but I think you got to trust it, and I think this will be a very good opportunity. Um, week one, you could start it off with a win and then set yourself up for back to back home games, and anything's possible. It's any given Sunday, like we always try to say. And but really, I guess my biggest concern is that early bye week, like you guys have talked about. That's tough because this is a team that really can't afford injuries, especially on the defensive side of the ball, because it's not very deep. You look at the receiver position, can't really afford to lose Mike Evans or Chris Godwin. So yeah, I mean, it's really going to be important for them to be lucky in terms of injuries, and hopefully that's the case this season. And you can find ways to build streaks, and I think that's what you're looking for when you look at the schedule. I think you have to look at your opportunities, and I think after the bye week, you look at week 6 through 9, you got to come away with at least 3 wins out of those 4 games. And then you look at Tennessee, you got to find a way to win that. So yeah, definitely the home matchups, I think we should have very good chances. I think the only home game that is going to be very tough is the Philadelphia Eagles. Probably don't have a really good chance in that one, but all the other ones, I mean, we're going to be right there. And same thing goes with the road games. I think the Bucs are going to be in every game. It's just, can the offense be sufficient enough and find ways to put up points and score. So yeah, that's going to be key. But yeah, let us know what you guys think. What matchup are you guys looking forward to the most? David Wash talks about, injuries, all about it. Yeah, Jensen was a big blow to the offensive line. Really shook up the whole offense, and really the offense wasn't the same after that. Definitely took a toll. Good to see some new faces in here. Yeah, let's go Bucs. Cedric Andrews, ATK Games, let's go. G Vegas, always good to see you. Bud Cannibalist says doesn't like the week 5 bye. Yeah, that's just, it's super early, but we've had that bye week before, and you just got to make the most of it. You just gotta. And the other good thing is that week 8, Thursday night football, you get another like mini bye in there, so that kind of helps. But Yeah, right now, I mean, week 1 against Minnesota, that's the focus. What do you guys think of that matchup? I I think we should have a chance in that one. Minnesota obviously plays a lot better at home. Um, but again, it's a defense that has a lot of new pieces, has changed a lot up front, and they're trying to be better in that area. Offensively, obviously Justin Jefferson, Dalvin Cook. They just added Jordan, I think it's Jordan Addison that they added in the draft. So, and then you have Kirk Cousins, who can be rattled if you can get some pressure on him early and find ways to confuse him. So, could be a good opportunity for, hopefully the defense can force turnovers and, our offense. But long way to go. We still have a whole offseason ahead of us. We don't know what the teams are going to look like when it comes to September 10th. So, all this is up for debate, but I mean, what do you guys think? What is your, if you guys want to do like record predictions, throw it up in the chat. Glad to hear it. G Vegas talking about early buy could help if team struggles early. Yeah, definitely. Yeah, definitely that could help. If they have to make a quarterback change, or maybe some other guys are being benched, or they have to make other adjustments. So yeah, that definitely could be. Yeah, Dalvin Cook, yeah, still up for debate there. So yeah, he could be not even on the team, and that's what the beauty of this is. I mean, a lot of people are going to look at this schedule and overreact for sure, and say, oh, it's going to be so hard, so tough, and yeah, sure, the opponents on paper look tougher, but you don't know what's going to happen from now until then. And that's how you have to approach it. It really is a week to week league. So we'll just see, you just got to see how it goes and hope, your team is in good position that day to take care of business. Yeah, I like the record predictions, 11-6 by Tom. I like that. I think there's upside, there's potential for 11-6 season. That would be a lot of things going right. And obviously the offense producing at a higher level than most expect, and staying healthy. I think that's key. Bud Cannabis with 9-8. I think I have them around there. I'm thinking they're going to be in contention for 8 to 10 wins, and that's, like I said, if they get the injury luck and certain things play out, I think you could see that, especially they're going to be right there for the division, I believe. But again, there's a lot of questions to still be answered. David Walsh with 6-11. Yeah, no, I think that's their minimum. I think minimum is 6 wins. So I think that would be the minimum that they get. And I mean, hopefully we don't see that. You don't want to see 6-11, but it's definitely possible. If injuries happen, you don't have a very deep team. There's not a lot of depth on the defensive side of the ball. And same thing goes with offense. So yeah, it's really going to be predicated on injuries and how does the coaching staff put these guys in better position, especially on the offensive side. Yeah, but Canlis, I'm okay with a better season than last year. Yeah, yeah, definitely. That would be awesome, and hopefully, that's what takes place. Yeah, best case 10-7. Yeah, I mean that's where I kind of see them. Best case scenario is like 10 wins. I would say right in that range. So 7 to 10 wins. Yeah, NFC South. Yeah, it's going to be tougher. I think certain teams have improved. You look at, what Carolina is doing, with better coaching staff, that's going to make them better. And you look at this division, I mean, all of them won games, like not a lot. The Bucs only won 8, and then every team behind them finished what was it, 7-10. So it's not like the Bucs won the division by a wide margin. Um, and every NFC South game was close, and I think that's how it's going to play out this year. So yeah, it's really going to be a tough. It's going to be tougher, like David said. It's going to be a tougher division. Falcons, you have a young quarterback there. You have a young quarterback in Carolina, and then the Saints, obviously with Derek Carr. Yeah, I mean, you don't know how it's going to play out, and the Bucs moves that they've made. I think there's potential for them to be better, obviously, and I think the biggest weakness was Byron Leftwich. And guys who followed this podcast, I mean, you know what we talked about when we're talking Byron Leftwich, and I think it was a huge addition by subtraction when you go from him to Dave Canales. And if you guys just listen to Dave Canales talk in his interviews, it's just night and day better. Very assertive with his answers, and he's just better overall, and like how he communicates to the media. And obviously that's probably how he communicates to his players. So yeah, really excited to see what this offense is going to be about. And they're the key. They really are. They're the key. Um, they're the key to the season. And I still believe the defense is going to be really good. They're going to be good enough to keep us in games. It's just going to be up to the offense to play that complementary football. And that's going to be very important. But so many questions still to be answered. But yeah, I mean, let's go. I guess I'll do my record prediction. Let's go one by one here. So week 1 against the Vikings, I'm going to say that's a loss. So 0-1. Chicago Bears, I'm going to say that's a win. So we go to 1-1. Eagles, unfortunately, I think that's a loss. So 1-2. Saints, I think we beat them on the road. I know that's tough to do, but I think we find a way to do it. So now 2-2 going into the bye week. I think that's a really good outcome, and that's probably the that would be a very nice outcome, being 2-2 going into the bye week. Regroup, try to figure out what needs to be fixed, what kind of adjustments need to be made. And then week 6 against Detroit, I have us finding a way to win that one. So 3-2. Week 7 against Atlanta, I'll say 4-2. Buffalo 4-3. 5-3 against Houston. So 5-3 right now. That's pretty good. Tennessee. That's a tough one. I'm going to say we win that one too. So 6-3. So we already made the minimum amount of wins I feel. And then week 11 against San Francisco, I'll say that's a loss just because it's West Coast trip. So 6-4. Indianapolis, I say we win that one. So 7-5. Carolina, I'm going to say. Oh wait, what did I say? Yeah, 7-5. Hold on. Did I do my math wrong? I got to check this again. I'm sorry, guys. I can't do math on TV on live stream for some reason. So yeah, 0-1, 1-1. Yeah, 2-2, 4-2, 4-3, 5-3, 5-4. Or no. Yeah, 6-3. I know, but Canvas, why can I not do this? So yeah, 4-3, 5-3, 6-3, 6-4, 7-4. That's where I messed up. So 7-4, and then 7-5. I think we lose against Carolina. 8-5 against Atlanta. 8-6, 8-7, and then 8-8, and then 9-8. So I agree with Bud. I agree with Bud Canvas. I'm thinking 9-8, 9-8 for RBT prediction. Now, if Mark was on here, he would probably say something else. He'd probably be maybe a little bit more positive than me. But yeah, so I'll go with 9-8. Yeah, I mean, the division is unpredictable. I mean, we just don't know. So a lot of these games can go either way, and I think that's what makes it exciting if you're a Bucks fan because they're going to be in all these games. To I'm pulling up November 19 to Levis. Oh, okay. Yeah. To their stadium in San Francisco. Yeah, that would be pretty cool. I heard that's a really nice stadium. So yeah, if you could make that trip, that's awesome. Yeah. So sorry about the math confusion. That was pretty funny, but yeah, 9-8 as my prediction, and yeah, let us know if you got any other predictions. You know, very interesting schedule. I'll say that it's gonna be a lot of fun. It's gonna be cool to be a season ticket holder again. Very excited about that, being able to go to the games. So yeah, really looking forward to all these matchups. It's gonna be a lot of fun. What's your guys' prediction for Cream Circle Jersey? I'm thinking it's got to be one of these games. Either against the Bears or it's got to be the Lions game. I would say they definitely wear the creamsicle on just because it's the old NFC Central. Um, you have to think they wear the creamsicles for that, for sure. Maybe some other games too. I mean, maybe Tennessee or one of the division games they wear the creamsicles. So that'll be exciting to see for sure. But yeah, just wanted to go live here for a little bit, give you our reaction, and it's uh it's exciting because football is going to be here before we know it. August 11th is the first preseason game. I like that it's against the Steelers. Uh, some different opponents, which is good. Playing the Jets in week 2, and then August 26th against Baltimore. I think that's cool. So just different matchups. Are you saying Green Bay for the creamsicle? Yeah, I mean, I could see that too. I mean, they could definitely wear it on the road. It doesn't have to be home games, but Cannabis. So yeah, I mean, Green Bay definitely it could be an option, but they're going to wear it at home for sure. They have to, you know, and I wouldn't be surprised if they took advantage of it for 3 games. Um, and that's probably information that will come out much later as we get closer. But yeah, I mean, it's going to be exciting. I mean, every week is going to be a different storyline. I think that's why the NFL is so awesome because it's always something. There's always something going on. But when you look at this team, you look at the Buccaneers. I like what they've put together. Now it's just about, can they go out there and do it? Can they go out and execute? Is the offense going to be what we need it to be? And so a lot of things have to come together, a lot of questions to be answered. But yeah, it's I can't wait, man. I wish the season started tomorrow, but thankfully for the team, it doesn't. We have a lot of months ahead, a lot of months of preparation, and really narrowing down the 53-man roster. So that's gonna be a lot of fun. But yeah, I mean, bring up any other things you guys wanted to talk about. I'll stay on here probably for a couple more minutes, probably till like 8:45 or so. Uh, just wanted to go live and give you guys my thoughts, and yeah, it's cool. I mean, obviously, like the whole schedule release is like kind of pointless, especially on NFL Network. It's like we already know we already know what the games are. Like the week 1 against Vikings, we saw that being leaked earlier today. If anybody follows Twitter and all that, you pretty much know the schedule before it comes out, which it's kind of like the NFL draft where they leak the picks. You kind of wish stuff like that didn't go on, but it's hard because everyone has so much access to internet and all that, and you know can't tell someone not to post something. that's their right and that's what they do. So, yeah, I mean, yeah, that's a good question. I mean, how many receivers? Let me see if I can bring up let me bring up the depth chart real quick. Uh, Sorry, you guys are seeing my search history, but yeah, let's bring up the depth chart. Here it is. So, obviously Mike Evans, Chris Godwin, Gage, they're making the team. Trey Palmer's going to make the team because they invested so much into him. I mean, giving up a future fifth, most likely going to be on the roster. Um, and then really, yeah, I mean, you look at Devin Tompkins, Kalen Geiger. I don't have I need like the undrafted guys, but yeah, I think 6 is a good number. I think Raheem Jarrett, that's a guy that was mentioned by Dave Canales as someone to look out for. So you add him in there. Trying to see, am I missing someone? Yeah, I mean, I would say at least 5, for sure. So Tompkins and Palmer most likely are going to make it, especially if Tompkins can win the return game. Yeah, Cade Warner, Kurt Warner's son. Yeah, I mean, he's got opportunity. But yeah, I would say 6 is probably the most. I don't think they're going to go in keeping 7 this year. Um, but yeah, you look at the other positions. I mean, pretty much set. Um, I think this is going to change here. You see Nick Leverett at left guard. I think it's going to be Matt Filer or Feeler potentially, but that'll be a good competition between those two. And then Cody Mock will probably compete with Robert Hainsey. And then Luke Gedeke will probably go against Brandon Walton. Um, so yeah, interesting. But yeah, I mean, a lot of good stuff. I'm excited to, you know, see what happens with OTAs and hopefully we get more hints about the offense and just see how guys are progressing. Defensively, I think we're in pretty good shape. I really like what we have, especially with the starting 22 or starting 11, I should say. I really like what is there. So that is nice. Um, yeah, Bud Campbell, how many running backs? I don't think Zeke Elliott's coming here. Uh, I think with Rashad White, you have Chase Edmonds, Keyshawn Vaughn. Most likely, all of those guys are making the team. The competition will be Sean Tucker, the guy from Syracuse that they picked up. I think he's got a really good chance to make the roster. Um, he's super talented, and Dave Canales talked very highly of him, so that will be cool. To see how that plays out. So I would say probably 4 um, is likely, but again, they could go with 3, and I think they would be fine with Rashad White, Edmonds, and Vaughn as the top 3. So yeah, I don't see Zeke Elliott coming here unless, like his running backs coach said, I mean, unless he takes a million, which is like the vet minimum. I don't see him coming in here. But I mean, it'd be cool if he did. I mean, he's a really good, short yardage runner. He's really good inside the red zone. That guy had 12 touchdowns last year, so still productive as far as a runner goes. But yeah, I don't see it. Um, yeah, CB3 is a big question. Yeah, we don't know who's going to be. We don't know who the nickel is going to be, and I think that still remains to be seen. Is it going to be D. Delaney? Is it going to be Josh Hayes, the rookie? You have Anthony Chelsea and Don Gardner, Zion McCollum. All those guys battling. Is it going to be someone that's not on the team right now? Um, yeah, I mean, it'll be intriguing to see how that plays out. Are they going to bring back, Logan Ryan? Are they going to look at, maybe another veteran to bring in? So, yeah, that will be probably the most intriguing battle on defense. Definitely one that I'll be looking at. I think every other position is pretty much set. Like, you talk about linebacker 3. Yeah, I mean, that'll be a good competition between Servassier, Dennis, and um, KJ Britt, JJ Russell. So that'll be a good camp battle for sure. Personally, I don't think it matters too much who it is. If we're down to linebacker 3, we're probably in trouble because you don't want to lose Devin White or Levante. So hopefully those guys stay healthy and they're in there because they are very important to the scheme and all that. So yeah, I agree. I don't think KJ is it either. He's just not the athlete that they need at that position. And you hope that Servachier and um, this other guy that they brought in, Banks, I think it is Banks from Tennessee. He's got upside, so there's opportunities for those guys to move up the depth chart and make the roster. So yeah, that'll be something to watch, especially on defense. Dennis be the successor to Levante? I don't know. I think that might be too early. Pewter Report I think was talking very highly of him, which is good news, and hopefully he can become that guy. You would like to see him be able to step in eventually and help. That's awesome if he can, because as a fifth round pick, that's extra value. Usually you don't get fifth round picks to become, you hope they can become starters down the road, but usually they're role players, usually they're special teamers. That's what his job is going to be right now, to help on special teams and do those kind of things. So, but very good question. Appreciate all you guys in the chat. Appreciate all the support you guys been giving us. Hopefully you guys enjoyed the Kalijah Cansey film study that we put out. That's our most recent video. We're going to have Cody Mock out tomorrow, so stay on the lookout for that. I'll release that sometime tomorrow, probably be in the morning. So that was a very fun film study. That guy is a monster. He loves to run block, that's for sure. Loves to put people in the grass, like really just body slam them. So yeah, good question. Will Barrett be ready? Yeah, I don't know. The hope is he'll be ready for week 1, but it'll most likely be, Anthony Nelson who's going to fill in for him until he's back. And, Yaya Diaby will probably get some playing time as well. I think he'll be inserted in there. You have to keep a lookout for Jose Ramirez. All those guys, those young rookies, they're going to get opportunities to get some snaps. So, yeah, good question. That will be something to monitor, and you hope he can come back and be the Shaq Barrett of what he was. But Achilles injuries, they take time. I mean, it's not something that goes fast, that's for sure. So, as far as recovery and getting back to being your old self, and plus he's dealing with just the tragedy of losing a daughter. So yeah, a lot on his mind, I'm sure. And just praying for him. Got to pray for him and pray for his family. That's because, man, that's just tough. I couldn't imagine. So yeah, definitely. Trying to see if you guys had anything else. But yeah, let me bring back up the schedule. So I predicted 9-8, and I think that would be a really good season. And would it be good enough to make the playoffs? I mean, maybe, but like you guys said, we don't know what this division is going to look like. We don't know what the team's going to look like right now. How things are going to come together. Yeah, who is QB1? That is a good question. Is it going to be Baker Mayfield or is it going to be Kyle Trask? I think it's going to be a good competition. I think it's going to come right down to the end, and like Dave talked about, who's going to protect the football, who's going to, find ways to push the ball downfield. So I'm intrigued. I'm not leaning towards anybody. I feel as long as it's the best guy for the job, then, I'm good with that. And hopefully that means it's going to lead us to victories and lead us to wins. Um, if I had to say who has the edge, it would probably be Baker Mayfield. So, tall Florida guy's not a fan of Trask. So, yeah, I mean, they you're probably right there just because, again, he doesn't have the experience. That could lead to mistakes. That could lead to inconsistent play, which is probably why maybe, Baker has the edge because he does have experience and he has shown promise of being a good quarterback. So yeah, we just have to see how it's going to play. Um, it's a good fit. The scheme fits both quarterbacks very well. I think that's a good thing, and it's going to be friendly for them. They're going to get the ball out with timing. There's not going to be a lot of holding the football back there, and so I think that'll be good. Make it easier for the decision maker to distribute the ball. I think that's the biggest thing, and they're going to have a run game first and foremost. They're going to be committed to running the football. So Rashad White has a very good opportunity to have a really good year. So yeah, really excited about that. Not Wolford. Yeah, so Wolford has no chance. Yeah, I agree. Yeah, Rashad definitely I think can get over 1,000 yards. And that'll probably be combined yards, like catching the ball and running the ball. I think he'll definitely get over 1,000 yards of scrimmage, like, you know, and running the ball. I think he could easily get over 1,000, especially if they commit to it like they say they're going to. Yeah, I think he's got a great opportunity, have a really good year. So that's exciting. But yeah, I just want to say thank you all to who joined. I know this was last minute. Just kind of threw this up here at the last moment. Just wanted to talk about the schedule. Very exciting news, and um, it's a good opportunity for this team, and hopefully they can, um, find a way to put things together and have a good season this year. And just got to see how it plays out. It's a team that is trying to reconstruct a little bit, but also still trying to be competitive and win games. And I think they'll be right there. They're going to be in every game. It's just going to come down to can they make enough plays, and that's how it usually works. A lot of these games are going to be within 10 points, not a lot of blowouts. So yeah, just excited, and go Bucks as always. But thank you guys for joining me here tonight. I'll get this last question in. 50 catches for White. I say he'll be under that. I don't think he's going to have as many catches as he did last year. So, or did he have over 50 catches last year? He might have. Let's see. Let me see if I can pull up his stats. I think the running backs are going to have less catches just because this offense is going to feature more of run game. But he did. He had 50 exactly. So that's pretty cool. I mean, he might be able to match that. I wouldn't be surprised. He's a good outlet, for the quarterbacks. So I just feel like they won't utilize the running backs a lot in the passing game. At least that's what Seattle didn't really utilize the running backs as pass catchers. It was mainly using the receivers, using the tight ends, um, in that sort of fashion. So yeah, good question. I mean, I'll say under as of now, though. But yeah, a lot of jet sweeps. I think we'll see that for sure. Yep, should be fun. A lot of play action, a lot of zone reads, zone runs. I think all that's going to come into play. So it's just going to be different. It's going to be a lot of different moving parts for the offense. Defensively, that's the consistent unit, and I think that's what's going to have to lead us this season, especially when you look at the schedule. And Yeah, really excited. But guys, thank you so much for joining us. I'm gonna head out of here. Be sure to hit that like button. Comment your thoughts on the schedule. Give us record predictions. Do all that good stuff. And we'll discuss this more as we, go through the next couple months. We're going to be talking about this schedule a lot. We're going to talk about, the opponents. Obviously, get prepare for Minnesota and break down some of their film. I'm sure. Get prepared for another year of Bucs football. So it's always fun, always exciting. But thank you guys, and everyone have a great night. Go Bucs, and until the next one.